everyone, I, Alpa Ghosh, Assistant Professor from the Department of Management, the Bhopal School of Social Sciences, welcome you again on a new topic, that is overcapitalization. So let's start with the new topic. So, when a business is unable to earn fair return on its outstanding securities, it is overcapitalized. Simply stated, overcapitalization means more capital than actually required, and therefore, in an overcapitalized concern, the invested funds are not properly utilized. It is therefore quite clear that overcapitalization may be explained in terms of either earnings or as cost of the assets. When a business is unable to earn a fair rate of return on its outstanding securities, it is overcapitalized. Simply stated, overcapitalization means more funds invested in a firm than required, and therefore, in an overcapitalized concern, the invested funds are not properly used. It is therefore, overcapitalization may be explained in terms of earnings as well as cost of assets. In terms of earnings, overcapitalization arises when earnings of the firm are not sufficient to give a normal return in capital employed by it. So let's take an example. Suppose a company earns rupees 5 lakhs and the normal rate of return expected is 10%. Then capitalization of that firm is rupees 5 lakhs. How to find the total capitalization when the returns is your 5 lakh? So when you find the total capitalization, you can easily see that it is rupees 50 lakhs. So 50 lakhs is a fairly capitalized situation with an earning of 10% and the earnings is 5 lakh. But suppose now the situation changes. The company's capitalization is 60 lakhs. The required was 50 lakhs and now you can see it is 60 lakhs. So when you see that we are having an excess of 10 lakhs in capitalization, this 10 lakhs is the excess amount, 60 minus 50. In that case, what happens? The new rate of the company now would be 8.33% on the basis of 10 lakhs extra capitalization. Now, you see, as a result of overcapitalization, the rate of earnings has dropped from 10% to 8.133 or 1/3%. So therefore, the test of overcapitalization is the lower rate of return of capital on a long term. This is the first cause. On the other hand, overcapitalization may also occur when the amount of shares, debentures, public deposit and loans exceed the current value of your assets. So, overcapitalization may be due to acquiring the fixed assets like goodwill at high prices, acquiring assets during the inflationary period, or showing assets at increased value due to lack of proper depreciation policy. So, we can conclude this slide with a saying that when a company has consistently been unable to earn the prevailing rate of return on its outstanding securities, considering the earnings of similar companies in the same industry and the degree of risk involved, it is said to be overcapitalized. What it says? The causes of overcapitalization. Now, with the causes of overcapitalization, we need to find out the reasons of overcapitalization. In the reasons of overcapitalization, first it is the overissue of capital. Sometimes while floating a new company, the promoters overestimate the financial requirements, and as a result, there is more capital than what is actually required. Secondly, promotion, formation or development during inflation period. When we talk about the formation and promotion during inflation period, if a company is floated during an inflationary period, it will be a victim of overcapitalization as it has to spend huge amounts. The third reason in this is buying assets of lower value at higher prices. So when we buy assets of lower value at higher prices, the promoters are paying higher prices. They are led to situation of overcapitalization. So continuing with this, you can see the next reason for overcapitalization is high promotion cost. When we talk about high promotion cost, this is incurring high promotional expenses which may also lead to overcapitalization. Next, it is inadequate depreciation. Providing inadequate depreciation is also leaving insufficient provision for replacement of any asset. Next, firm's liberal dividend policy. When we talk about the liberal dividend policy, many companies prefer to declare high rate of dividend. Because of this high dividend, as they are being paid at the cost of inadequate provision for depreciation. The next slide talks about the next reason, that is the taxation policy of government. High rates of taxation may leave little in the hands of the management. This will adversely affect the earning capacity of the firm, leading to overcapitalization. Next, inadequate demand of products and services in the market. If the company's products register a constant decline, there is a drop, it will bring down the profitability of the concern. Payment of high rate of interest on borrowed funds, and it may be underestimation of capitalization rate. Now this capitalization rate, again its estimation is to be done by the management. The next is payment of high rate of interest. Procurement of funds at high rate of interest will adversely affect the company, resulting in overcapitalization. And the last one, it is underestimation of capitalization rate. If the rate of capitalization is underestimated, it will lead to a situation of overcapitalization. So these were the reasons for overcapitalization. Now, overcapitalization affects not only the company and its shareholders, but the society as a whole. Now, we will discuss the evil effects of overcapitalization. The evil effects of overcapitalization are very dangerous in terms of a company. The company loses goodwill in the market. It also develops a poor creditworthiness. It is not able to get the resources, finance from the market. People are not able to have a business relationship with those firms just because there is a decline in their goodwill. There is also a decline in the efficiency. We will also see that in absence of proper goodwill, proper creditworthiness, lack of resources, the efficiency of the firm declines. The machines, the plants, the resources are not taken to the optimum utilization. The company loses the market due to competitiveness and inefficiency. The firm also tries to attract the investors through inflated profits. The profits are manipulated, and finally, due to all these reasons, the company may go for liquidation. Coming to the next, as shareholders are the real owners of a company, they suffer most on account of overcapitalization. An overcapitalized company will not be able to pay fair rate of dividend to its shareholder, and the payment of dividend is uncertain, and most important, it is irregular. Low rate of earnings and reduced dividends cause fall in the market value of shares of the overcapitalized company. The shares of an overcapitalized company are unacceptable as collateral security, it becomes difficult for the shareholders to borrow money against their securities. There is also a loss on speculation as the prices of the shares of an overcapitalized company remains unstable. An overcapitalized company has to often resort to the organization, again reorganizing it and reduction of its capital in order to write off the accumulated losses. The results is the loss to its owner. When we talk as a loss to its owner, then again it is hampering the situation of the company. So now let's see how it is affecting the society. In order to prevent declining trend of income, an overcapitalized concern resorts to increased prices and reduction in quality of its products. Hence, the consumers have to suffer the loss. There is a loss to workers also due to reduced wages and welfare facilities. An overcapitalized concern either misutilizes its resources or it will land into promotion of gambling in shares. An overcapitalized company has to often resort to reorganization, or it can even lead to recession in the economy due to increased losses. Poor quality of products, unemployment of workers, decline in wage rates and purchasing power, etc. The evil effects of overcapitalization are so grave that the management must take remedial measures to rectify the situation as soon as the first symptoms of overcapitalization are observed. In this regard, there are various remedial measures such as increase in the efficiency of management, reduction of high interest bearing fund debt, redemption of the borrowed funds or preference shares. There are so many reasons. Let us look into them one by one. The first one is to have efficient management. Second, it is to redeem the preference shares. The third reason is reduction of funded debts. Debentures, public deposits and loans taken at higher rates of interest should be repaid out of accumulated profits or out of fresh borrowings at lower rates of interest if there are no accumulated profits. The fourth one, reorganization of equity share capital. Here, reorganization of equity share capital means the face value of number of equity shares may be reduced in order to rectify overcapitalization. The amount available due to reorganization of share capital may be utilized for writing of the fictitious and other overvalued assets. So, thank you for your patience listening. That's all for the day.